So many of you now will have had the opportunity to listen to the two-part podcast about Jay Slater. If you haven't, do catch up on it over the weekend. I think and hope that you'll find it interesting. The purpose of it is to basically dispel some of the stories that are out there, the massive amount of misinformation, because I've had the opportunity to speak to the witnesses, to pull all the information together. Not all of them will be telling me the truth. I know that. I've been working in this field for a very long time. But the conclusion I come to is based on evidence and facts. And whilst, of course, we don't know the answers to all the questions, that's the reality, sadly, of investigations like this. The person that holds all the answers is more often not the person that's dead. And, of course, they're not in a position to tell you what that is. One area I do want to clear up is this issue around the inquest. So there was a lot made about the witnesses not turning up. Let's be really clear. The witness didn't turn up because most of them, this isn't all of them, but a number of them simply didn't get warned. What happened is that the coroner, the police, they set up the inquest at the very last minute. There was no pre-warning to people, no weeks in advance, months in advance to tell people a hearing's taking place, which they had the time to do, but they didn't. They didn't because they were worried about the amount of coverage that Jay Slater's disappearance has had and the amount of anger and venom that's been around, particularly from people on social media. So therefore, as a result of that, they thought they'd called it at the last minute. Well, the consequences of that is the witnesses were away. They weren't around, they weren't warned properly. So this isn't a failing of witnesses not turning up. This is a failing of the authorities, the coroner, the police, to fail to do it properly. Given people notice, I'm sure many of them would have turned up. And of course, the reporting from that is that witnesses didn't turn up. Well, they didn't turn up because they weren't warned properly. So just to clear that point up. So if you have a bit of an opportunity over the weekend and you haven't already listened, then please do listen to the Jay Slater, the investigation podcast. I'm now working on a new investigation, nothing to do with Jay Slater at all, something completely different, along with my 5 unsolved murders. I'm still working on that, and we're working towards the next stage, which is to go and undertake a massive search, which will be huge. And if the body is there, which I believe it is, first time it's ever been done. So that's the big focus now. Try and work with the team to try and get that in a position where we can then search and film it. And of course, this other story that I'm currently working on, which will be really exciting if we can get it across the line. So keep following. Do please tell your friends to follow. And whatever you're doing, look after yourself and enjoy the rest of your day.